What is going on, gentlemen, gentle strikers, gentle striker and lady striker? You know, I tried to fuse that and it didn't work, but we're going to be here joined for this series. The EBOY Entourage still going to be hungry for their first win of this season. Going to be facing off the Dynasty Party, currently 3-1. If you are EBOY Entourage, this, I believe, isn't a mathematical elimination, but sort of a spiritual elimination if you lose this series. So things are going to have to pick up for the EBOY Entourage very quickly this series, but they've got a very tough opponent. Dynasty Party, currently one of the front runners of the league, are going to be looking for their fourth win.
And we have 6 heavy impacts here. Uh, Everyone wants to get in on that heavy impact action. Even the Atlas, I believe it was heavy Castellas, so kind of makes sense why some of these characters would definitely want the heavy impact over Castellas. But the Atlas now combo, has always been the front runner against the damage combos. But damage, you don't need to. You can carry off a knockback as well, as seen by SCOREBOARD right here.
Yeah. Plus, on top of that, the Aimi, just so much damage. We've seen the Aimi goalie fall off, but right now with the Vice in tow, this is a real damage composition, especially with how easy things are for the X to kill confirm. Already a wonderful shot by Jack Limestone here, and I think the side of Dynasty Party are going to be looking to do one thing this entire game, and that's going to be killing. But on the other hand, you have an Atlas, you have ways, now that you're level 2, to deny this from happening. And if that happens, this KO composition can be outscaled or even outplayed come the later points and later sets of this game. So we'll see. That being said, a very strong start already for the side of Dynasty Party. EBOY Entourage really need to start locking in.
Good defense on IDC to keep it alive, but SCOREBOARD finds another KO. And if you look at the energy advantage for Dynasty Party, IDC is the only one who's ever made it past a bar of energy this game for EBOY. As a nice shot from Spartan, showing the goalies can score too.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's been rough. It's hard to get any sort of energy advantage against both the Vice and an Aimi who can threaten that. Just a raw KO coming out already. I mean, look at this damage that's coming out. Serapi probably not too long for this world, as well as a really unfortunate clear ankle sends it right back, and things are just not working out for the EBOY Entourage. They've all been KO'd. An unofficial ace coming through for the Dynasty Party Warriors here, and they're going to be ending the set in style. Jack Limestone taking that goal, going to be MVP for the set as well.
So I think that going to this draft, if you're EBOY, you really need that stagger, at least in the early game, to at least get you to the later in game. But unfortunately, there's literally no stagger awakenings. Orb Replicator is interesting, can be nice versus high stagger comps. But I don't know how much recovery drone is going to keep you alive. It just might get you out of one knockback KO, but it's probably not gonna help too much at the overall kill game, and it's denied even as well to make matters worse for the EBOY Entourage.
Yeah, I mean, just in a vacuum, really good pickups and the stacks on stacks of the fighter flight, but like you mentioned, damage is the problem, and the only thing that they've gone their way. I think there's two unofficial, technically stagger, but not actually stagger awakening, Spark of Leadership and Orb Replicator. Right? Technically, you're getting more healing on the orbs, and you're getting the mild 100 stagger or whatever with Spark of Leadership. I actually don't know how much it is. Yeah, 130. But clearly, as we see with Snowball right now, it is not working too much. The prime time is going to do a lot to keep their stagger down throughout the entirety of the point. And because of that, it's going to make these power plays even deadlier. Already, we do see Snowball come back. A really good defense coming out from IDC, and a good offense coming out from CRP. This might be an opportunity to score, and that it is. Snowball, with an opportunity, gets his first, and is able to get one goal here.
I think the win con for EBOY, or at least what they're gonna need to do to make this game not a brutal sweep, is they're gonna need levels. They need the stagger from the levels. If they can get to level 10, I think they have a good shot at least bringing this game back. But they don't even have to hit all the way to 10. They just need the base stagger from the levels to make them a little harder to KO, to give their team time to get their cooldowns back, their Atlas and their now to heal. But you know, ideally, Dynasty Party doesn't want that to happen. So we'll see how that goes. But nice core flip to keep it alive, and good defense. They are farming XP the longer these defenses last, though.
Yeah, it's good farming, but just look at the end of the point. No energy on Snowball or Serapi. The goal lost. No KOs though, that being said. So a little bit on the up and up, but that really just felt like a 30 level, 30-second defense coming out from the EBOY entourage and nothing to show for it. So a little bit scary here. Unfortunately, not able to get a double barrier. Very close to having it. Snowball though, playing interference and doing so well, but it's only a matter of time. Swaghammer going to be chasing Snowball down the field right now, basically just ignoring the core, but now he's going to have to punch through an Alice Expanse, or sorry, Celestial Intervention. That means that Snowball gets to walk away to live another day, as right now Jack Limestone, a good Strike War win on the defense, is able to get the core forward, and now Spartan's just using the IME ability, sending it all downfield, and that's able to crack open the defense here of EBOY Entourage. Now Snowball looking to make a play here, but really nothing to be found. He's probably going to be paying for it with his life here, if not the goal. Jack Limestone now charging forward. Good strike timing from IDC to keep the goal alive. Serapi playing interference here on the pass. Snowball once again, though, getting iced out of the play entirely. Going to be iced out of the court entirely here. Now this flip comes to Spartan as well. 2 flips to enter the goal. And it doesn't even matter that they have 2 flips, right? There's no energy on the side of the EBOY entourage anyways.
Well, the upside is last point they started with no energy. Now they at least have an evade apiece. So we'll see if they can use that evade to their advantage. You know, all of a sudden they got the barrier that's pretty nice for the EBOY entourage, but they're going to need to get more than that. This all would have been too late if that was actually lethal. Luckily for Snail can take a sigh of relief. Still on the field for another day, but we're see how much longer that is. Snowball just goes from half to no health up to the Vice ultimate, and there's gonna be some Westy on Westy violence here. Swaghammer trying to, not gonna find Snowball. Snowball is able to heal up enough, but you know, they're back to their neutral state, and I think so far neutral has not been very favorable for the EBOY entourage.
Absolutely not, and Snowball or Swaghammer really just needs one opportunity here with his flip. It's going to be incredibly hard 2v1 now. The fake out on the bull rush. Swaghammer does it with style. Swag, he might have, you might say, as he is able to get that set. Jack Limestone, though, is going to be the MVP here. We'll see. I'm worried about things like, yeah, the adrenaline rush, but the explosive entrance as well and prize fighter are going to be very, very disastrous for the EBOY entourage.
I think Prize Fighter is actually incredibly disastrous to Awakening, especially because it has not proven hard for them to stack. The Twin Drive coming in, Twin Drive Fighter Flight is, you know, kind of pretty biss sometimes, but I don't know how much it's gonna matter if, especially with the now healing nerfs, I don't know how much that extra healing you're getting out of having secondary up more often is gonna change the state of the game. We'll find out.
Yeah, really interesting to see that it's actually going to be passed up. Instead, it looks like the side of Dynasty Party, instead just choosing some generically good awakenings for their strikers. Not going to be dependent on their performance here. And, well, I guess it's glad that they're picking it, because all of a sudden the performance of EBOY Entourage ramping up a little bit. A quick goal for the side of EBOY.
And I'm going to make a bold prediction here. If Snowball can hit level 8, they'll win this game.
All right, I'll hold you to it.
Yep, I mean, I can't argue you on that. This is why you make bold predictions, you know what I mean? But I don't know if he's going to be making it to level 8 this game.
Yeah, there's a real chance that he might not be making it to level 8. Unfortunately, he spent about half this game in the KO box, and as of right now, his team is falling apart with him. Unfortunately, Serapi just going to follow the same path that Swaghammer is literally too big to pull through. A little bit disturbing of a size here with the X Maximus, and just like that, Dynasty Party even up the set.
Yeah, I mean, even without X Maximus, he has 137 power off of the Might of Colossus Awakening, which is only going to get stronger. But another double bear, they've, you know, the 2 points they've scored, they've got these double bears early, and so this could be a potential upside. Maybe EBOY might be able to find something here. A lot of abilities were used, though, by EBOY in that defensive hold, so I don't know, it doesn't look very good for them on the offensive side here. Swaghammer is low, but it has the quick flip here, and that's what a good shot. Bottom corner, perfect below Snail. Serapi and now they're at match point.
That was like a disturbing shot. 1 pixel like lower, and I think Serapi actually like that bounces out, and 1 pixel higher. I think Serapi catches that. So
Yeah.
that was incredible aim from Swaghammer actually to get that. I think so.
Yep.
That's just unfortunate if you are the E-Boy Entourage. What's even more unfortunate though is just every single cooldown dumped into their midfielder. Spartan almost gets whipped out there on the other side of the court, but now it is a power play. Swaghammer doesn't even care about the core. He is just punching IDC for fun, just wants to have violence for violence sake. And unfortunately isn't going to be rewarded for that, because on the other side of the field, Snowball making a 2v1 play. This is actually a little bit dangerous for the E-Boy Entourage, unfortunately. Reaction check from Serapi, not going to be passed. Might actually end up dying for that, but no, the Celestial Intervention. Yeah, that Celestial Intervention is going to come through. Jack Limestone not able to get the final goalie barrier, but Swaghammer is. The strike is almost there, though. Not going to be found. Now Spartan marching the core upfield, but now it's a 2v1 situation. The glitch pop is going to be there to save it. Calls out Serapi's play. Swaghammer not able to get the strike that he needs, but amazing strike shot from IDC keeps it clear. Amazing strike timing still. But they are not out of the woods yet. IDC again, some amazing saves. Oh, and another one comes through. Swaghammer not able to get it through. The whiff flip. This is a big opportunity for the E-Boy Entourage. But IDC now has to continue holding. The defense is there yet again. IDC now in the iron wall that has to be get through. But another opportunity is going to be given to Swaghammer, and that is what he's going to take. IDC, an incredible defense to end out the game, but Snowball does not hit level 8. Dynasty Party take game 1, and they're looking good here coming into game 2.
Yeah, that's a reasonable number, like, so I couldn't be proven wrong. But, despite that incredible defense, if IDC can defend like that for every point in this next game, I think that we could see a game 3. But I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen. We'll find out soon enough. But a really clean game from Dynasty Party, showing why they're the 3-1 team and why the other team is the 0-4 team. Going into this week, and just even if you look at the damage numbers, all 3 members in 5 digits, while not a single member of the E-Boy Entourage even breaking the 5-digit mark. So, really clean job going into this next game.
Yeah, I'm like wondering what you even do, because I feel like if you ban the Vice, even if you ban the IME, both Spartan and Jack Limestone, an infamous Estelle main, right? He could pick up that Estelle, either of them could pick up that Estelle and just continue the damage, no problem. So you can't, if you get another damage start, it's potentially a little dangerous for these teams.
I think you just pray there's no heavy impact and go to the next, you know what I mean?
really, yeah. Pray that the fact that we have Fearless Awakenings now, so yeah. We'll be right back, though. Game number 2 is going to be coming up. We'll catch you in a second to see how E-Boy Dynasty Party ends up. Stay tuned.
And we're back here.
Oh, yeah. No. You gotta go.
We're back here for another game here. Game 2, completely different comp this time, coming out of Dynasty Party. No longer, we're done with the damage, hard damage. Instead, we have a kitten comp. But instead of the X, it will be the Asher. That will be the kitten. Will be the kitten to character here. So we'll see how that works. But it is Swaghammer's Asher, perhaps his most notable character. But on the other side, we see Serapi on the IME, which is another character that they are also comfortable with. So I think both teams kind of got things they like.
Yeah, agreed. I think the Awakening start's a little bit interesting too, right? Monumentals for the era got to be incredibly strong, but this is not, other than Swaghammer, right? And I am the Milkman, right? Playing a melee goalie, also something big, right? Jack Limestone, he's been playing era. He's not like opposed to it, but it's not his style, honestly. So I'm interested to see how this goal will go out. Obviously, this is an incredibly strong pick. Just in general, I think any competent midfielder could pilot it, and as we see right there, Jack Limestone, a KO, a goal, all in his name, right? But it is kind of something that I'd like to see. I like to see out of Dynasty Party. Definitely just showing that they don't have to play KO. They can take you on the core control. They can take you on a lot of those corner offenses, and that they could still win regardless. But on the flip side, this Spec Training X, right? Incredibly good, right? Maybe not the best Awakening, but used to be considered one of his best. So incredibly strong even in the modern day. We'll see if that X does get the potential to scale. Snowball didn't really get to play a game yesterday, and we'll see if he gets the chance. And As of right now, Swaghaver does not want that to happen, scoring another goal here for Dynasty Party.
And also still has Flip. Really dangerous spot for IDC. She's gonna have some difficult uh, times ahead if Swaghaver gets to the net again with this core flip. Um, especially considering it is, set point now. With two core flips on goalie and brawler here, and there's the first core flip coming out. Milkman still holding theirs, is able to play really far up with that speed gate pressure. Core flip coming out, but good IME ult will at least buy some time. However, Snowball is not long for this world.
Yeah, and this goal might not be around for too much longer as, wow, really good beam from Jack Limestone coming through. So I don't think even in range to get the flip off. So a very dominating set coming out from the Dynasty Party. Jack Limestone, well-deserved MVP, and looking at things like the bulk up, the hot shot, the team player. We'll see how it goes where.
I'm actually looking at that team player. I think that team player on either the Mako or the Era can be very huge at just feeding the rock to the kitten or the character you're kittening. Um, in this case, the Asher is going to love it, especially with Asher's. She has less mobility and she's to her primary kind of locking her in a spot. So you kind of want to stand your ground, but when you have that team player, you're allowed to just play fetch for your midfield goalie, and that team player definitely makes your life a lot easier as the brawler.
100% agreed. And as we get into the second set, you want to talk about something else. I've had a disgusting amount of sodium today. I went to get Buffalo Wild Wings, and I had a bunch of their like dry rub stuff, which just has like salt spilling off of it. And then I came home and I was like, wow, I'm really thirsty. And of course, like the idiot I am, I was like, you know what? A Diet Cola would be awesome right now. And then I felt sick for like 2 hours, and then I went to take a nap, and now I'm here. So I really wanted to follow that up with how much sodium do you think you've had today, Alphabug?
Sodium, I think about actually. That's a good question. I don't even remember what I've eaten today.
Okay, but like, so if you could choose what you could eat today, what would you choose?
If I could choose what I could eat today, I would have all ice cream, right? But if EBOY Entourage could choose what they eat today, they would choose well, right now. Unfortunately, you can't choose that. But they are gonna find it. They are gonna find it. It's kind of what they definitely needed that because they do not want to fall behind. 69% of games where one team gets the first set wins the game. So 69% win rate.
That's true. And also, I think Jack Limestone maybe gets to watch his sodium intake. Snowball as well, I think. Fortunately, some reaction check failures or some mechanical failures coming through, but that's okay. Serapi just taking half of her damage immediately, but Jackson Limestone's just going to put it in before too much issue. Just realized as well, this Bulka fell down a Swaghaver, which is going to be a little bit scary. We see some KOs coming through. Some firepower swinging back as well. Serapi does have the Deadeye, which can be used to find some cheeky KOs, but as of right now, it really does feel like a Dynasty Party. Swaghaver just killed IDC.
The best part about the sodium intake joke is because you can equate it to just them being really salty about what's going on right now, because they are getting killed off cooldown, regardless of the comp. Regardless of what their comp is, regardless of what the enemy comp is, the KOs are coming through. And 2 quick points for Dynasty Party after we were glazing EBOY for taking a point. I mean, I don't know if glazing was the word that was going on, but definitely we were happy. Oh no, IDC in that night market middle there was not what you want to hit. I think this is going to be soon to be a 2-0 for Dynasty Party, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. I actually can't see EBOY coming back.
Yeah, it feels really hard. It feels like Dynasty Party's got the entirety of the momentum here. It feels like we just had 2 1-minute sets in a row, and I don't know if there's too much to bail out draft here. The stacks on stacks looking kind of good if Snowball can pick this up, but on the flip side, the fight or flight.
These points are too short. I don't think you take stacks.
Oh, that is true. That
I
really,
really
really
don't
is
think he
true.
can.
Yeah.
Um, because you have spec, maybe there's years you go cast even though it's not the same as it used to be. But I think I would take fight on X here. I don't think he's gonna get past 70 stacks this game. I'm gonna be
Hmm.
real with you. Brawlers do stack a lot faster than midfielders now because they have a lot more like heavy hits. But I, I don't think he's ever gonna hit it.
Hmm. Yeah, that really could happen. Genuinely could be the case, especially when you're just really trying to get your way through the map. Gonna really need things right now. That being said, if he does get it stacked, it is going to be really hard to take it away, right? The reptile remedy is going to make it so that he's barely ever staggered so long as he could get his hands on the core. On top of that, he's got a now to back him up as well. So if the EBOY entourage can stall out the set, there is a lot of hope for them. And if they get this one set win, you will still have a set for X on your hands. The damage and the survivability is there for it to happen as one KO comes through. This could be EBOY Entourage's big chance. Clear is going to be made by Jack Limestone. A very, very scary Monumentalist Arenado, though, followed up by an equally scary Monumentalist Sentry, Fireball Sentry. That's going to be 1 point for the EBOY Entourage. They need to keep this up. Let Snowball get his stacks, and there is a potential light here at the end of the tunnel.
3 ADC in here. She was a demon on defense on that last point, but not so much this point. He's gonna lose to a
Ugh.
curse. I a little bit cast the curse. My bad. But she hasn't given up anything. She hasn't given up the goal yet. She is still on point here. So while thinking the first barrier, gonna miss a few strikes. That arrow primer is brutal, but is able to get the second barrier, which is what you need to score. In fact, Meltman is getting a little bit low, but I think Skull doesn't really have many CDs to really follow up, so I don't think it's going to really equate too much. You were talking about Snowball not being able to die, but I think he can very well die. He's just not damaged. He's going to die to an Arenado, most likely, if I had to guess, before he gets his full stacks.
That's true. That's true. And Swaghammer very good. Kind of a notable Asher Ford specialist. As wow, what a great angle from the Milkman there.
He's
Able to
trying to
get an,
fight Evil Drew Danger himself.
it really is trying to fight Evil Drew Danger himself. Shout out to that guy, and we'll see if he ends the game with the most orbs as well. But yeah, an amazing play there. That being said, Serapi, good dash punch combo here coming through with the glitch pop, able to get it that Deadeye, and I believe, yeah, that Super Surge gonna make that IMKO range very scary to deal with. So now,
126 stacks.
yeah, oh yeah, 126 stacks, yeah, as now Snowball's gonna be stacking up. As long as he doesn't die here, as long as the set doesn't end here, things are gonna be looking good. So right now he's gonna be up, I believe, to 130, though Swaghammer looking to end this point here. Snowball, though, actually catching Swaghammer out on the dribbles. Good prediction with the Bull Rush, but not going to be able to get him that point. Serapi, though, the cooldowns are here. The Monumentalist Arenado almost take out IDC, but oh, Snowball calling at Jack Limestone.
He hit it 150. That was, I believe, the strike he needed as well to get the 150. So, you know, if EBOY's gonna win the set, this is gonna be the one. They have the money they want him. They have in fact, they have the kill.
you're like, you're like peeking so much. That was awesome.
So
Oh, Serapi!
and look at that. And Swaghammer's not in this world either. I bet you he wishes he has that now. I bet you he might have a little bit of sodium intake if you had to ask me this game. I don't know. Oh,
Yeah.
oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, it's
jinxed it, guys. It might be cooked.
it's a little dangerous right now. That being said, the clear is gonna be made. It's gonna go in the hands of Swaghammer, but Serapi gonna send him here into the grave before the play could come through. Good patience on Snowball, though, gonna be taken advantage, though, by Jack Limestone. The beam's gonna be there, and IDC now forced to clear upwards. Buys time for Swaghammer to come through, but Snowball! An amazing X Maximus catches the Milkman off guard. And
Yeah.
that is, hey, the 150 stacks with the Reptile Remedy. As long as you're not picked off by the Arrow Tornado, you really
Yep.
can get a lot of work done.
I wonder, okay. There's an extra special here, but there's also 3 Size Awakenings and an Ad Rush. I actually don't know what Snowball will take here. He's a lot of options. I personally think you double down on the speed and you go the size, but the adrenaline rush will be taken. I think that when you have a lot of speed, you also want size. I think that they are some of the greatest combo in this game. But Snowball does seemingly would rather look for a KO, which I mean he found a few, so maybe he'll be right. No, Adrenaline Rush is a very valued awakening in this game currently. If you watch a lot of NASL and NASA games, it is highly contested by brawlers like Juliet and X. We'll see if it will be enough for EBOY Entourage to win.
Totally agree with you too, right? Imagine how hard the stacks would be to take off if you took the recovery trend there as Snowball. So I'm wondering, especially because that really felt like their win condition. So I don't. I'm questioning on the pivot to KO. That being said, KO is going to be found. Prizefighter stack on Serapi, but unfortunately, that is going to cost them a goal. So one step closer to the win condition, but another step closer to a series loss. Going to be a bit scary here.
The thing to note though is Snowball doesn't have to hit the last hit to get the Adrenaline Rush spawn. All he has to do is hit them at some period of time within, I believe, 2.5 to 3 seconds of the KO for it to count. Oh, nice core flip from IDC, but not really many options. And a snipe from the Milkman is gonna get the bottom, and IDC is not gonna. She's not gonna have a very enviable defense there, position there, and we are all of a sudden once again on match point. And Snowball has 44 stacks.
Yeah, that's scary. This is the exact kind of loss condition that you talked about. Snowball not really getting the stacks in time, not able to make use of that win condition whatsoever. Now it's going to be a little bit scary here. 2v1 situation. Swaghaver with an immediate double barrier. This could be it, and Swaghaver, a clean play using that Asher secondary, using the skill that has been forged over a lot of these Asher forward games, and just like that, finds a goal out of nowhere, ends the set before Snowball could really scale, and that's Dynasty Party getting their fourth win, their series.
I feel like if that stacks on stacks maybe came out in set 2, they could afford to lose a set off of a fast set like that and still have a chance to come back. But when you're down 2-0, all it takes is one bad set where you can't score or you can't get your stacks fast enough, and you probably lose the game, and that's kind of what happened there for EBOY. I think if Snowball is able to make it to 150 every game, every set, they probably had a good chance to come back, but if that doesn't happen, I think it's just unreasonable to expect a comeback from EBOY, and that's what happened here.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that comeback, if they ever get one, is going to be very likely too late to make playoffs. I believe in 05, while not a mathematical loss, it feels like a spiritual loss. I think we have seen some comebacks from this, notably Season 2 Oshinoko, but there's a reason why that run is legendary, so we'll see if they'll be able to do it. Anything's possible here in the North American Strikers training ground, but as of right now, Dynasty Party are looking pretty here. They're going to be looking very strong for playoffs themselves, and that's going to be that. Before we go, Make sure to check your dietary intake, get a good balance.
Sodium check.
Yep, sodium check of get a good check of vitamins, minerals, and the appropriate nutrients to keep your body chugging along. Make sure that you keep the caffeine intake on the low and far away from your bedtime. I know some of you are guilty of that. So that's it, though. Opabug, unless you've got any nutritional advice to add for yourself, I believe we'll be going on to our next game.
Nothing. I'm not a very nutritious person.
You're not nutritious.
Yeah, don't eat me.
That's the word that you're gonna use.
Don't eat me, man. It's all good.
All right.
All
Well,
good.
we'll catch you guys around. Eat healthy, live well. Catch you guys around.
Drink water.